What's up, guys? I hope you all are doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, from here onwards, over the next few videos, I have planned a new tutorial series for you. Essentially, what we will be doing is Python exercises, right? Python activities. So as you know, I've been posting on the channel for the past few days or weeks, and we've covered a relatively good amount of content regarding Python on the channel. So, I've walked you through the concept of variables and, some object orientation concepts and so on. And so the best thing now to do, upon reading those slides, one time or so, the best thing for us to do now would be to actually, get into some hands-on exercises and some hands-on experience, programming in Python. So that's about it that I'd like to, introduce you to. Essentially, the main point, we will be doing some Python exercises. They will be nothing too strenuous. You will find them relatively fun, It will be based on everything that we've learned so far. And I should mention that, since this is the first video in this new tutorial that we're going to be working through, I should mention that this first exercise, it's going to be really very simple, right? It's going to be about the print statement, but we'll get into it, and definitely we will be working our way through from the basics all the way up to the advanced concepts. So these videos will be unedited. You guys should definitely let me know in the comments if you would like me to edit the videos or leave them unedited. So unedited would be in the form of, as you are watching right now. So let me know if you are accepting the little one or two errors that we make here and there, or if you'd like to see the edited portions of the videos. I don't mind. I would edit it and then post that, although it will take some time. So yes, that's that. I think without any further ado, let's begin our tutorial. So this is the first video. Yeah, let's do this. So as you can see, I am currently in Spider IDE. Personally speaking, Spider IDE is my IDE of choice. I prefer it. I've been using Spider from 2020 for machine learning and so on in 2020. So really, I've been using it from then. Kind of grew on me. So yeah, let's begin. This here is what we have for the first exercise. Exercise 1. Develop a Python program that will display your name and complete address formatted in the manner that you would usually see on the outside of an envelope. Your program does not need to read in any input. Okay? Complete mailing address. That's fine. So, at face value, I mean, you see, looking at this question, at this particular question, it's a simple one, right? Reason being, it's telling us, this question is telling us that our program does not need to read in any user input. Now, that itself should tell us that the main concept of Python and feature of Python that we'll be using for this exercise is the print statement, right? Reason being, it's also telling us it will display, right? The keyword here is display. And the last statement, your program does not need to read in any user input. So for this, it's a simple task. So if you don't know what a mailing address looks like, so we can quickly Google that. Mailing address example. Yeah, this is a good one. So recipient's full name. Let's do that. I'll do it on my side. You please feel free to follow along in an IDE of your choice. If you are working as I'm speaking, then you are definitely going to get all the practice that you need. So the first thing, and I'll also read these out to you, all of the requirements for the particular exercise that we are working through, so you don't have to keep jumping back and forth to the video. You can just stay in your IDE and we'll work together. So the first print statement that we are going to code down is the recipient's full name. So you go ahead, you do it on your perspective, and I'll do it from mine. Upon printing the message, which is the full name, we are next going to print the business name. So I'll just do a machine mentor Shivek. The next one would be the street address. I can just do let's do a 13 Serenity Drive. Okay, the next one we need is city, state, zip code. So I'll just do a Durban Tongaat 4399. And the final print statement we need is the country. So in my case, it will be South Africa. Okay. So that's really this exercise. And if we run it, notice that we get a nice printout, in my IPython console, depending on the IDE you are using. So, it will differ. I don't really know if it's still called the IPython console. I think it is though. So let's talk a bit about this. So what can we speak about this? So the print statement is the keyword in Python that's actually used to display output to the screen. Now when I say display output, I mean it really will display any object to the console. And it's very important to understand that the print statement, irrespective of what you print out to the screen, it's going to first convert that object to a string and then print it out. The print statement is more like a function, as you can see that within these parentheses we are passing in our argument. In our case it's a string object. So yeah, that's about it. It is a built-in Python function, which means that we are unable to tamper with it or change it in any way whatsoever. The developers have put it there for us to use. One thing that I'd also like to bring your attention to is if you look at the output, right? Notice that we are making use of different, I would say more than one print statements. Right? There's more than one print function here. There's 5, and notice that the text, right? It's an object. The text we pass in is an object, and notice that the object that we pass to the print statement gets printed only in that particular line. What I mean is that this print statement, Shivek Maharaj, if you view the output, it's Shivek Maharaj. The next print statement's output will show on a new line, Machine Mentor Shivek. The next print statement's output on a new line. So that is something important that you need to take away from this, is that by default, right? So we will definitely talk about this in the future. For now, I'd like to mention it to you. It's called string formatting, right? String formatting. The thing you need to take away from this lecture, we'll call it, is this about the print statement. The print statement, you see, by default, the character, right, as it's visible, it's clearly visible in this little paragraph of output. By default, the print statement or print function in Python will add a character, a default character, to the end of output, right? And this default character is actually a string formatting character, right? And the string formatting character that the print statement adds is what's called the new line character. And it's as I showed you here. It's a backslash with an N, right? That's called the new line character. And that's what the print statement adds at the end of every object that it has printed out. So this accounts, it's because of this character here. The character doesn't show up in the output. The reason being it's a special character, right? It's a formatting character, which means that it does something behind the scenes that causes our output to actually look like this. So by default, every print statement that we see and that you'll ever use in Python by default adds this new line character to whatever is being printed to the screen. And this is what causes any following, any print statements or functions that are following to actually be printed out on a new line, right? Each one on a new line. So I'll give you a little demonstration of this string formatting character in action. So let's assume we have a hello world, right? So this new line character, that backslash in, we can place it anywhere in a string, and it will actually cause the object to be printed out on a new line. It will start, all characters that follow the new line character will be moved to the next line. So I'll give you a little example, right? So let's erase this. We've successfully completed this exercise. So let's talk a bit more now. As we are speaking about the new line character. So print hello world. Right, let's run that. Notice we get a hello world, right, as expected. Now let's play around with this new concept we learned of string formatting, right? In particular, the new line character. So we do a backslash n, and let's run this. Notice, right? This is what we had, hello world, all of it displaying on the same line. But now with a string format, we did a backslash n, which as we know is the formatting for a new line. And as you notice here, hello world, right? So because the backslash n, first hello was printed, then the print function encountered a backslash n, and it knew that automatically it should first move to a new line, and everything else that followed it, went on that new line. So as you see here, world, right? To give you even more insight, into this character, let's use more than one. So we do a backslash n, backslash n, backslash n. So we do a h e. Okay, that's a bit confusing. So let's limit the amount we use. What we can do is, let's try there, 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 there. Yeah, see, that's excellent. Notice that we have actually used, my apologies if this is a bit confusing. Let me make this a bit neater for you. Right, so that should look much more neater. Notice we have a character, capital H. So the print statement is going to encounter this H. It's going to recognize it as part of the string, and it's going to print it out. But next we have a string format character, a backslash n. So the print function knows that anything now following this backslash n moves to the next line, which accounts for this E we see here. So that E, we see it get printed on the next line. Afterwards, another backslash n, which means a new line. So from this E, it jumps to a new line, and anything else that follows it, this L, the first L, next line, and so on. I do hope that you get the point and you are understanding. So that is what I would like to cover for the first exercise. Personally speaking, I really like this kind of, this kind of format for our lectures that we've chosen, because I feel that when videos are unedited, it allows me to make errors, and it allows you to learn from my errors. You learn from my errors and I learn as well. So with that being said though, definitely let me know if you would like videos to be edited before I post, because I know I do kind of make a lot of errors and stuff, during a video. So preference is all yours. Apart from that, thanks guys so much. Thank you so much for watching and for sticking around to the end of the video. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It greatly supports me, and I look forward to continuing this tutorial series of Python exercises. Thanks for your time, guys, and have a good one.